Okay, so the video is finally here. I know you guys have been waiting for this one for a long time. I've been dropping heat for the last few months now, all the way through 2022. I've been dropping heat for years, but you know what I'm saying? Recently, I've been going hard and it's not stopping. Here's another banger right here. With this shoe you've all been asking for, I'm finally going to make the shoe and tell you guys what it is, because a lot of you have been asking. Like, I did a lot of research to find it. Yo, moment of truth right now. I've literally been waiting for this shoe for like 4 months to get to my house. I'm not even lying. So much back and forth. To be honest, some of you guys probably knew what the shoe was, but I personally didn't, and people in my comment section didn't know what it was. So this is the shoe. This shoe right here is this. What are these shoes called, man? Adidas Forum 84 Low. So this is the shoe you have all been looking for a very long time, myself included. This is it right here. So this is like a very rare version of the Adidas Forum. Like, this sold out everywhere when it came out. I think they're going for like 200 to 400 basically. You can get these shoes, but this particular colorway, it's not cheap. I'm gonna go into a story time because I went through a lot to get these shoes, to find out what these shoes were. If you want to skip to me just making the shoes and showing you how to do it, I'm gonna put the time stamp or whatever in the description, so just skip to that part. So when I first saw these shoes, it was on Instagram. Wait, let me make sure this thing is like close enough to my mouth. All right, boom. So let me put this right here. I'm gonna put this right here. I literally just saw them on, like, you know when you go on your explore page and there's just like custom shoes and they got like 40,000, 50,000 likes. That's where I first saw these. Obviously, I made the Air Force video and I put these in the description because they had rope laces as well. And then everyone was like hitting me up in the comments, like quite a few people like, yo, what shoes are those? What shoes are those? And I was like, you know what? Let me just do my research. I bet I can find these shoes in like 5 minutes. That did not happen. So I started doing my research. I was looking for these for like, I'm not even exaggerating, probably about a week. I was looking for these for about a week. I found a shoe probably in like a day or 2 days. But then this colorway, I just could not find it anywhere. I did my research more, and then obviously with his custom, he's literally customized it so much you barely even can recognize the colorway. I think he's put like a filter on the image as well. So yeah, long story short, it took about a week to even find what shoe it was. That then moved on to where can I even buy the shoe? That took like another few days. So yeah, that was a long process in itself. Finding what shoe it was, finding where to even buy it from. Stage 2, I had to go to multiple websites to find these shoes. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, I'm not lying to you. I ordered these shoes about 5 different times from 5 different websites. About 3 of the websites I paid, they were like, yo, we don't have them in stock no more, sent my money back. I literally did that about 3 times. This was over the space of like a month, let's say a month. And then I paid for, I went to like this Chinese website because I was like, you know what, F it. If I just find these on some Chinese website for dirt cheap, I'm using them for a custom video, I really don't care. So looking for those sites, one, could not even find those sites. I did finally find one, so I paid for those, waited like, no word of a lie, I waited like 20 days to a month to receive them because you know everything takes super long to come. And then they sent me, I'm not even going to show you what they sent me. It was just some bull hat. So I'm not even going to promote them showing you the hat. So they just sent me a beanie that was worth like not even $5 instead of the shoe, which I paid about 100 plus for. So yeah, I got scammed for a pair. Thank God I called the bank, got my money back. So I was so persistent that I was like, I'm gonna get the shoe. I don't care what I have to pay for it, I'm gonna get it. So finally I found a site. That's fast forward. This is like a process of like 3 months. I'm not even lying to you guys, 3 months. This is all in one video, so it's very like shortened down. So finally I found a site, ordered them, paid through PayPal. So I was like, if they try to scam me, I'm just gonna get my money back anyway. So waited about a month for these and they have finally arrived. I'm not even going to speak about how FedEx just took forever. They were just sitting in the airport for like 10 days, almost 2 weeks. But yeah, They are finally here. So that's my little story time. What else was I gonna say? I think I was gonna, what else was I gonna say? I'm not even gonna get into how difficult it was for me to find the rope that the guy used for the custom. That's a whole nother story. I'm just gonna leave that out. But yo, thank me now. Don't thank me later. Thank me now, because I'm gonna link everything in the description below that you need to make this custom. So I've made it 100 times easier for you guys and saved you like months of research, honestly. That answers your question. These are the shoes that were used in the custom. Some of you may have known this already. I did not know, and I know a lot of you didn't. You already know this is gonna be fire. It's gonna be a banger. So, but yo, smash that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button, because we're dropping nothing but heat, nothing but bangers on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. All right, cool. So first of all, we're going to cut the shoe in half. No, I'm joking. As always, we're going to take the laces out first, just so they don't get in the way of everything we're doing. Next, we're going to remove the tongue label. So to do this, you need this right here. This is called a seam cutter. I've linked it in the description below. It just makes it super easy to get the thread out.
Ice on me, looking like the North Pole. Now I'm ready for the weekend. Up, no sleep, aiming for the 3P. Oh, this is my season. She loving my stilo, she in love with the kid. She don't wanna just...
Cool, so that's how it looks. Next, we're gonna drill the holes. So we're gonna use this thing right here. It's called a step drill. You can see it goes from like number 3 all the way to 12. That's millimeters. And then like as you drill in the holes get bigger, of course. So yeah, you're also gonna need a drill. I bought this for like 30 to 40 pounds, super cheap. I'll link that below as well. So yeah, the rest is self-explanatory. Just drill through the holes, really.
Go home, don't get lost in the source, or you drown in the deep end. I can tell how you're feeling. He cut you deep, made you cry for no reason. Baby, dry your tears, you're a queen, he's a peasant. Let's fly away, stack this money to the ceiling. I ain't just anyone, girl, my name.
So that's what we have so far. Now we're gonna take off the Adidas strap. So we're just gonna cut off this string here. I respect that Adidas was trying to be different, but this wasn't really hitting. Like, I don't know where they was going with this one. But we're gonna cut this off using these craft scissors here, fabric scissors. I will link these below. I definitely recommend these for anything to do with DIY. They're just a lot sharper and they cut cleaner.
Through the thick and thin, I'll make sure we stay afloat. No, I'm not playing, girl, this isn't a joke. Actions speak more than words, so it's time to walk the talk. Ice on me, looking like the North Pole now.
So we're also gonna use the seam picker as well, just to get those final bits of thread out. And then you kind of have to, they've got it on there so strong, it's just ridiculous. Like, and the more I do these shoes, I realize these companies, like wherever their logo is, they put it on so much that you can barely take it off. But we're gonna cut the top and the bottom are basically stitched in as well, so you're gonna need to cut those with the fabric scissors as well.
Up, no sleep, aiming for the 3P. Oh, this is my season. She loving my stilo, she in love with the kid. She don't wanna just be friends. Go hard or go home, don't get lost in the source, or you drown in the deep end. Ice on me, looking like the North Pole. Now I'm ready for the weekend. Up, no sleep, aiming for the 3P. Oh, this is my season. She loving my stilo, she in love with the kid. She don't wanna just be friends. Go hard or go home, don't get lost in the source, or you drown in the deep end.
Cool, so this is how they look when they're done. I'm just gonna speed, I think they look a lot better already. I'm just gonna speed through the other one as well.
Apart, I guess she knows now. I'm falling apart, she's at the door now. Only go full force when I floor it. It's her last stop.
Alright, cool. So now we're going to move on to the dipping them in coffee. That's pretty much all we need to do for the first part.
And said.
All right, cool. So for this part, I mainly used kettle water, and then some of it was boiled on a stove, but that was just taking way too long.
Lies out of fear, baby. I'm loaded with the things I know.
And then the rest of it, basically I marked out where the water needed to be for the shoe, and then I filled the rest of it with cold water. Obviously not all the way to the top so it didn't overflow, but just so it wasn't too hot and melted the shoe or anything like that. I kind of just checked the temperature with my hands. I don't advise that, but that's what I did, you know what I mean? And then I used 3 cans of this. So this is 750 grams a can. They were quite big. Actually, no, I used 2. What am I talking about? I used 2 of these. Yeah, that was more than enough because the shoes came out good. Here I'm mixing with a flipping plunger. Don't worry, I did not use this. This is a brand new plunger, never used before. So use whatever you can find, a stick, as long as you get the job done, you know what I mean, to mix this. And also I used a like bin container tube to hold all the coffee. It held the perfect amount for the shoe, and yeah, it worked really well. So at first with this, I actually tried using bags of rice to weigh down the shoe, which was a terrible idea. I do not recommend that. In the end, I just put something heavy on top. Left it for 2 hours. As you can see, there's these gray marks on the back because the shoe wasn't fully merged in coffee, which is annoying. So what I did was just flip these around, and then I left them for like another hour. I couldn't be bothered to wait another 2 hours. I just wanted to see the shoes done. So I just flipped them around and then left them. As you put the lid back on this time, it's cool because that front part has already been submerged, and it's on the rubber as well.
I wish I could see you more often. Stuck around my mind, can't just reminisce.
Cool, so this is them done. I'm not gonna lie, I think they look lit already. Like, they're already giving me the vibe of the image I've seen on Instagram. So I'm just gonna throw those into the bath and then wash those off.
Benny Hannes, pull up ghost, yeah, I'm in a rider. Break the rules, let me do the honors. Yeah, so sweet, and I know why. Main chick never put you on the side. Bring me my world, I reside. Yeah.
So now I'm just rinsing them off with like lukewarm water, not too hot, not too cold. I don't really think it makes a difference, but yeah, obviously you don't want it too hot.
Don't be telling nobody. This is Miyagi. This is Miyagi.
So this is how the color is looking so far. There's a few like patches that are brighter. I probably should have used acetone on these parts, but I didn't think it would matter too much. But it's not too bad. The overall color's cool. On this one, there's no spots. It's mainly just here on the sole. And then the other side's cool as well. Cool, so now we're gonna tuck the tongue. Make sure you tuck the tongue before you throw them in the washing machine. And then I washed those on 30 degrees, which is the lowest temperature, and the quickest cycle, which was 30 minutes. And boom, so this is how they look after I've taken them out of the washing machine. I left them drying for about, I think 2 days, almost 3 days, because the weather wasn't great. But yeah, I think they look crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie, they look hard. It worked really well. Of course, the suede is just like destroyed. We've got these 2 patches here that didn't come out great, but no big deal. Everywhere else looks lit. The suede got kind of hard, but again, that's part of the vibe, you know what I mean? So I'm not too mad at it. And then we got this little stain here. I don't really know what this is. I don't know where that came from. And then we've got this slightly darker coffee mark on the back of the shoe, which again, this is all part of the look, you know what I mean? This is the thing with the shoe, you can get away with quite a lot of imperfections. So with these marks here, they were like that once they came out of the coffee, but what you realize is when you put them in a washing machine, they get bigger, you know what I mean? So I don't know why that is. They start off small like this, and then after the washing machine they get kind of big, but again, it's part of the look. And also the only negative was it shredded the tongue. The side of the tongue absolutely shredded, but it's not too bad. Once we put the rope laces in, it's gonna hide these, you know what I mean, and we're gonna cut these off now anyway. So we're also gonna put the vegetable sacks in these areas here, so I'll show you how to do that after we cut the thread off. Again, I'm using fabric scissors here because they're nice and sharp. I'm able to just cut precisely. If I was using regular scissors here, I probably could have ruined the shoe, you know what I mean? So I do recommend fabric scissors. Cool, so next you will need this fabric, linked in the description below. And this is the part that goes here. It's like one of the signature parts of the shoe. So to do this, you're gonna need masking tape. Just gonna put that on over the area that you're gonna sew the fabric onto. So next you want to take this tape off, and then we're just going to stick that onto the fabric. I think it's called like Hessian fabric or something like that. And then we're just going to cut these out with the fabric scissors. I actually doubled them up, so I folded it and then cut 2 of them just in case we want it like thicker. All right, cool. So that fits in perfectly. And then we're just gonna do that for the other parts that we need it for. Weirdly enough, this doesn't fit the other shoe. So just keep that in mind. Like when you cut one piece, it doesn't necessarily fit the other side. So that just tells me that both shoes aren't like cut exactly the same, which is interesting. You know what I mean? I never knew that. So we're gonna do the same thing here, masking tape, draw it out, stick it down, cut it out, and then I'm just gonna speed through the rest of these as well. So I'm not gonna lie, the original person who made this, bro, they went in, man. Like, just even thinking of this, like putting potato material. I've been calling the potato Adidases because that's like a potato bag right there, and the color's like a potato. So potato Adidases. I don't know if you made these and you're watching it right now, comment below, you know what I mean, but I'm gonna label them potato Adidas, you know what I'm saying? Cool, so next you're gonna need this. It's called a sewing awl, linked in the description below, and this is what we're gonna use to stitch everything on, and to add the details of the crosses. So you're also gonna need this. It's called waxed thread. It actually comes with the sewing thing, so that's linked below as well. And that's basically just a tougher thread that's not gonna break and can go through stuff like leather and what we're doing here basically. So it's pretty much self-explanatory. Like you poke it through, you thread a piece through the back, you pull it out, and then you just do the same, you know what I mean? If you want to learn how to use this, go watch a video, how to type in how to use sewing awl, or if you want me to make that video, I could definitely make that. So I've double stitched it. I've done one, come back down, then went back up, then come back down again, and then cut that with scissors. And then on the other side, do that again, if you know what I mean. Cool, so that's the first one. That's sort of guide to how it's gonna look, and then yeah, I'm just gonna speed up doing the other ones as well.
Ain't
then also to hold the fabric in place, you can use double-sided tape just so when you're sewing it doesn't move. You'll be surprised how many companies actually use this in their products. Like the amount of stuff I've like opened like with scissors and I've just seen double-sided tape. I'm like, what the heck? But it makes sense why they would use it, you know what I mean? It's not gonna cause any damage. And the crazy thing about these shoes, I feel like the more you wear them with time, they're only gonna start looking better, you know what I mean? Because the vibe of the shoe. So that's what also makes the design so hard. It's like, it gets better with time, you know what I mean? Cool, so that's that part done. Yeah, I think it's looking cool. Now I'm just gonna do the same for the other shoe as well.
Grass ain't green on the other side. Don't live life on a fine line. Don't move right at the wrong times. Stay low key, don't mind mine. Right out to the north lights, just losing my sight. No evil, no good, no need at this time. Last got my action, last got my action. These niggas watching, can't get distracted. Never subtracting, I'm only adding. Straight to the top. Never climb, never wash. I'm the wolf, I'm the cream of the crop. Bury me on top, all my dissolve. She said she want me, I wanted the moon. I wanted my motherfuckers next to the moon. I said, Lil' Shawty, you bad for the mood. You bad for the vibe, one guy for the dude. Kick out Lil' Shawty, she bad for the party. Might buy out the bar.
Alright, so that's pretty much that done. Now to thread this down, to hold it in place, I'm gonna use jute twine. I feel like what the guy originally used is a lot thinner than this. Like he probably used actual thread. But yeah, I thought let me try using this. It matches the vegetable sack, so why not? So for this, I'm using a hand needle, just because the hole's big enough to put it through. It's too thick to go for a sewing awl basically. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is just go along the edges of the material, and we're just gonna sew in and out a basic. So it's quite hard to put the needle in, so you probably need to use the surface to help push it in, and then pulling it back out, I use tweezers to pull that out as well. Cool, so that's sewn down. Now I've got a bit of extra fabric here, so I'm just going to cut this off. Once you sew it down, you can literally just cut it to make it neater. I guess it was mainly because the material kept like moving around. As you sew it, it sort of like unthreads itself, so that was annoying. So yeah. Alternatively, like when it starts threading, you could just sew it down and then just cut the edges cleaner. So yeah, that's it, pretty much done. Think it looks lit. Now I'm gonna do the other shoe as well.
Next, taking my time and my eyes on the tech. Look like you're moving off tech. I want the gold and I want the green.
Cool, so now we're gonna do this back part here. So exactly the same process. I've cut it to the size of that. Except obviously the thread's too thick for us to go on the edges, so I'm just gonna do one like through the middle.
I ain't gotta say, I'm gonna hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. How can they see? Trust, ain't seen shit. Hop in the coupe, then I hop in the jet. Lay low, I can be seen. I put my money, I fought to be seen. I put blood, sweat, all for the team.
And then exactly the same thing, just cut all the excess fabric and then neaten it up on the edges. To be honest, I probably am gonna order this shoe again, and I'm gonna make it again just to get it like more exact to the original. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good though.
After stress, she wanna vibe, lay down the pipe, I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't gonna lie,
So this is what we have so far.
Shawty be looking enticing, she acting up like she likes me, playing my palm, moving lightly. Hop in the set, hop in that big body, I'm on the next, taking my time and my eyes on protect. You slow like you're moving off tech. I want the gold and I want the green. I want the red.
All right, cool. So last thing, I'm gonna take off this Adidas logo, the gold part, and I'm gonna do this using acetone, because in the original the logo is not there. You guys can leave it on if you want, but I'm just gonna try and make it look as much like the original as possible. So we're gonna use this right here, nail polish remover, aka acetone, and then you're gonna need some cotton buds, and we're basically just gonna dip this onto the gold, and literally as you stroke it like once, the gold just starts coming off.
It's telling me they don't like me. Head full of noise, I tell her just leave me my lonely. Please let it take over me, yeah. Let me die, it's all a dream.
So then after I've done that, I switch the acetone for water, and I go over it again with the cotton bud, just to make sure we wash off all of the remaining acetone.
Time, I ain't got time, I ain't gonna lie, inviting me. Shawty be looking enticing, she acting up like she.
So last but not least is the rope. This is the centerpiece, the ribbon, the icing on the cake. So here I'm actually using a different rope, which I felt like matched the shoe quite well. It's made out of the same material as the vegetable sack. So this isn't the OG rope, but I thought let me just put this in, see how this looks, and then after this I'm going to show you the OG rope as well. Oh yeah, and also quick disclaimer, this is not my design. I did not originally come up with this concept. It's some guy on Instagram. I don't know what your IG is, but yeah, shout out to you. I would have gave you a shout out if I actually knew who you were, but yeah, this was just a recreation because the shoes are just hard and they keep popping up on my Instagram. So I'm like, bro, I'm gonna make these, like, they keep popping up. So yeah, shout out to whoever you are, and yeah. So this is rope 1. All right, so here we have the OG rope, aka the grail. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna, like, do you know how long it took me to find this rope? You will not find this anywhere on the internet. So I've made it so much easier for you guys. I've linked it in the description below. So yeah, man, I did it again. You know what I'm saying? We did it again, coming with nothing but fire, nothing but bangers. No one else is coming like us on YouTube, and I mean no one. If you like that video, I know you like that video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your grandma, whatever you want to do, like. And I'm gonna be back for the next one with more fire, with more heat, and you know it's true. So I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.